Imagine this. A mouse, at first it is scared, then it eats more, and suddenly it realizes what is the most terrifying, the thing that kills it, and people often destroy them, not because of poverty, not because of pain, but because of the comfort trap. You think the thing exhausts, but sometimes that is not, sometimes the real problem is the ways you calm yourself. One food order, one unnecessary purchase, one I deserve this decision, one small escape, and you do not see it as danger because it does not hurt you immediately. It comforts you. It calms you down. That is why it is dangerous. People are not always destroyed. Very often, what ruins repeated comfort? Reasonable comfort. Comfort that looks harmless. Because the brain learns fast. When you are tired, when you feel empty, when you feel stressed, when you feel overwhelmed, after a while, it becomes a habit, then a reflex, then part of who you are. You stop saying, I feel bad, so I spent, and you start saying, I just wanted something nice. I work hard. I deserve this. It is only one time. These are dangerous thoughts because they sound like self-care. But sometimes the comfort is not always bad, but some comforts do not help. They weaken you and think about it. Why do some people earn more? Why does income rise? Why is there never enough left? Because sometimes the problem is emotional spend. People do not always buy things. They buy feelings. Calm. Reward. Relief. Escape. Sometimes when you order something, you are not buying an object. You are buying a little control, a little relief, a little emotional silence. And the brain remembers that. So next time, it offers, that is the trap. Comfort looks like a door, but often it is a room. You think you will step in and leave, but one day you realize, and this is not only about, it happens with time, with energy, with dignity, even with dreams. Because a person can also spend their not with one huge decision, but with hundreds of tiny ones. Every time you choose you may feel better for a moment, but at the same time, you may be making your future. This does not happen loudly. Nothing explodes. Nothing collapses in one day. You just slowly become small. Your choices shrink. Your freedom shrinks. Your life becomes tighter. And by the time you feel it, the pattern is already strong. The hardest part is this. Even when people realize they often do not want to leave because there is comfort inside and outside. That is human. The brain prefers familiar pain. It prefers familiar comfort, so people stay. Not because they are weak, but because the trap feels safe. This is the darkest side of some expenses do not just they train you. They shrink you. They make you dependent on comfort. This is the deal the brain offers. Feel better now. Think, and when later comes, the bill comes too. Regret comes. Stress comes. Emptiness comes. And then many people do the same. They try to soothe new pain with the same old comfort. That is how the cycle begins. Pain. Relief. Spending. Calm. Emptiness. Pain again. And if this mechanism never changes, even more money may not save because when income rises, the habit often stays the same. Only the trap gets bigger. A small salary, a bigger salary, but the pattern stays the same. You think you need more money to be. Sometimes you first need more honesty, more self-control. You need to see when you spend, why you spend, what feeling is pushing you. Because most of the time, the problem is not the card, not the click, not even the price. The real problem is what your brain is trying to feel. Calm? Reward? Validation? Escape? Numbness? When you do not see the cause, you repeat the result. But when you finally see you have a chance to choose different. Maybe you need a budget. Maybe you need rules. Maybe you need limits. But before all of that, you need one thing. Pause. When the impulse comes, do not obey it immediately. Do not run toward comfort immediately. Sit with yourself, even for a minute. That is where power begins, in the space between feeling and reacting to it. Because real freedom does not, sometimes it feels uncomfortable, sometimes it feels boring, sometimes it feels slow, but it makes you stronger. To escape the trap, you must first admit that you must see that the thing is also the thing comforting. That is painful. But that is where freedom starts. The thing that killed the mouse and the thing exhausting you may not be the problem itself. It may be the comfort you keep to escape the problem. So next time, ask you, do I really want this, or do I just want relief? Because the thing destroying you, sometimes, it is